Is the global news on Atlantic Television Network. First, the headlines. Governor Fubara frowns at disruption of road projects. Tunde Bakare says Nigerians are tired of APC. Military Defense Headquarters denies receiving coup requests. Group task Niger Delta Governor on entrepreneurship. Niger coup leader accepts dialogue with ECOWAS. Singa Simi unveils retirement plan. World Athletics delays Toby Amusan of doping. For joining us on the Global News for tonight. Here is a bulletin in full. Rivers State Governor Similaye Fubara says he is not particularly happy with the disruption of the ongoing reconstruction of Omoku-Egbama Road in Ogba and Egbama Ndoni local government area of the state or face. Fubara handed down the warning while addressing monarchs, opinion leaders and other stakeholders from area at Government House, Port Harcourt. This was contained in a statement signed by Boniface Onyedi, media aide to the governor, saying it was offensive to receive threats of disruption on the project from beneficiary communities when an initial contractor whom their leaders recommended failed to deliver after collecting 12.7 billion naira. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Is for the quick break, but here is the rest of our stories. River State Governor Siminalaye Fubara says he is not particularly happy with the disruption of the ongoing reconstruction of Omoku-Egbama Road in Oba and Egbama Ndoni local government area of the state. Fubara handed down the warning while addressing monarchs, opinion leaders and other stakeholders from the area at Government House, Port Harcourt. This was contained in a statement signed by Boniface Onyedi, media aide to the governor, saying it was offensive to receive threats of disruptions on the project from beneficiary communities when an initial contractor whom their leaders recommended failed to deliver after collecting 12.7 billion naira. He also said Setraco is not a pushover company and will continue with the job. Earlier, the Oba of Ogbaland, His Eminence King Wachuku Obona Obi Ezogba III, who led the stakeholders, told the governor that the protest of the people on the project was provoked by poor communication and engagement between the company and the communities. Suspected gangsters have abducted 10 persons, including 4 children, in Isua, joined Karama community in Ngani, Ahoda West local government area of Rivers State. The women were said to have gone to their farms to harvest their crops to avoid losing them to the looming heavy rainfall and floods when the hoodlums came from a nearby community called Oshobele after crossing the river. Ezuwa, an eyewitness, said development had left villagers and residents terrified, describing the kidnap as one of the many security issues confronting the community, adding that the development is just one out of the many that have been going on in the local government, while the people have raised concerns with the local government chairman and the police division in Akinima, but nothing has been done so far. The spokesperson for the Rivers State Police Commander, Grace Ringekoko, who confirmed the incident, said efforts are on to ensure the release of the women and the children. Network of Bayelsa professionals has advised President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to resist the temptation of interfering with the November 11 governorship election in the state in the interest of fairness and advancement of democracy in the country. The group said its appeal for neutrality from the presidency comes on the heels of speculation that President Tinubu has assured candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Timipre Silva, of total support, including the deployment of the military to help him win the election. Members of the APC in the state were said to have been rejoicing that the president assured their candidate Silva that he was going to do everything to ensure he wins, including using the influence of the military. Some chieftains of the APC in the state were also reported to have made the claim in a viral video on social media after the recent meeting between Tinubu and Silva at the presidential villa in Abuja. However, the network of Bayelsa professionals said in a statement that if the claims are true, President Tinubu will be subverting democracy and setting the state up for chaos. An interim administrator of Presidential Amnesty Program, Major General Barin Domi, retired, has charged youths in the Niger Delta region to set the stage for success. Diomu, who gave this charge while speaking in Ikotep, Bene, Akwa Ibom State at the 3rd Niger Delta Small and Medium Scale Enterprises Summit, stressed that the youths must begin to think out of the box and come up with innovative ideas which would not translate into personal gains, but developments of the Niger Delta region and the nation at large. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Global News. The suspected gunmen have allegedly burnt down the palace of Ezekano Ikenolu, the traditional ruler of India Iche, around Dizogo community in the Dato North local government area of Imo State. Eyewitness said the incident has created palpable tension in the community as villagers, including members of the household of the monarch, have fled for safety, adding that on arrival at the palace, the attackers threw explosives into the mansion, which led to the burning of the house and vehicles parked within the premises. The Imo State Police Public Relations Officer Henry Okoye, who confirmed the incident, said frantic investigation efforts are on top gear to arrest the culprits and bring them to face the law of the land. 4 persons have been killed in a communal clash which erupted between Oyofo and Olha communities in Ezago local government area of Enugu State. Eyewitness said the clash, which is over land ownership, resulted in the burning of 5 motorcycles and a tricycle, along adding that the land has been in dispute for over 60 years, with both villages claiming ownership of the vast expanse of the land. A statement by the spokesman of Enugu State Police Command, Daniel Ndukwe, said the State Commissioner of Police, Ahmed Amani, has ordered the deployment of policemen to the affected communities and that normalcy has been restored to the affected areas, while 12 persons directly involved in the clash have been arrested. The Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization, Ohaneze Ndibo Youth Council Worldwide, has lauded what it called unity of purpose among the 5 Southeast governors. The group said this in a communique issued after their meeting in Enugu State. The communique was signed by its national president, Mazi Oku Nabike. It said the collaborative efforts of the governors had resulted in the reduction of insecurity in the region. They also commended the security agencies for their consistent efforts in ridding the southeast of crimes and criminality, adding that unity is responsible for the improved security in the region and the role of the security agencies is also highly commended. The youth urged the governors not to relent but remain focused, united and resolute in their move to restore sanity to the region. They equally hailed the Southeast resident for ignoring the 2-week stay-at-home order issued by Finland-based Simon Ekpa. Serving overseer of the Citadel Global Community Church, Pastor Tunde Bakare, says the results of the 2023 elections revealed that Nigerians are tired of the ruling All Progressive Congress. Bakare, who contested at the 2022 presidential primary of the APC, said this during a State of the Nation broadcast at the church at Ikeja, Lagos. The cleric and politicians said the APC he joined to form had deviated from the principles it was founded on, adding that the votes polled by the APC during the 2023 presidential election declined from what it had in 2015 and 2019 as an indication that there was a loss of support base for the party. According to Bakare, the APC has now become a platform for politicians with no ideology who move from one party to the other to seek power at all costs. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has raided the warehouse of a female drug lord, Faith Ebele Wankwo, after 8 cartons of tramadol to 225 milligrams were discovered in her car in Festac Town in Lagos State. The Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, in a statement shared on the Anti-Drug Agency's Facebook page, noted that Faith, who is head of one of the syndicates that was arrested. In a statement, the NDLEA said intelligence-led operations across parts of Lagos State arrested the female head of one of the syndicates, Faith Ebele Wankwo, at her residence, House 6, C Close, 3rd Avenue, First area of Lagos, shortly after she returned from a warehouse at plot 3432 Shola Akinshola Street, Divine Estate, Amuwo Dolphin, where she loaded 8 cartons of tramadol to 25 milligrams and unmarked with Honda Pilot SUV. Understate Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu is still recovering in a hospital in Germany. Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Mr. Richard Olatunde, recently appeared in a viral video working in an environment that looks like an airport as a helicopter was seen behind him, giving the impression that he had returned to the state. Reacting to the viral video in a statement, the CPS said the video was not recent as it was recorded during the election campaign, adding that the administration of the governor acknowledged the eagerness of the people of the state as well as supporters and well-wishers from both within and outside the country to have the governor's back, and wished to clarify that Governor Akeredolu is currently in Germany focusing on his full recovery. He also said that Governor Akeredolu extends his deep appreciation to the citizens of Ondo State for their unwavering prayers and support, adding that their genuine concern and compassion have been instrumental in aiding his recovery journey, and that he is deeply moved by the outpouring of love and support and can't wait to continue working towards a brighter future for Ondo State. Taraba State Governor Agbu Kefas has called for diaspora participation and governance of his administration for rapid economic development of the state. He said to actualize this, there was need for the indigenes of the state residing in other parts of the country and the globe at large to come and contribute their quotas to the rapid growth of the state. The governor, who made the observation during a stakeholders engagement meeting, called on all indigenes of the state and diaspora to come and join forces with his administration to sum up the present economic and security quagmires confronting the state. He noted that the support his administration wants from them is through initiatives that would encourage productivity, peaceful coexistence, and economic prosperity in economic growth through entrepreneurship, investment in key sectors, and providing mentorship to the youth. Former chairman of the All Progressive Congress caucus in Kaduna State, Alhaji Ahmed Tijani Ramalan, is urging President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to replace former Governor Nasir El-Rufai with a ministerial nominee from Kaduna Central or Kaduna South for inclusiveness. Ramalan, who disclosed this in an open letter, appealed that the ministerial position should go to Zone 2 or Zone 3, where persons and politicians of high caliber are well placed to take such a position, in view that both El-Rufai and Governor Uba Sani are from Zone 1. He called on President Tinubu to look critically into the sharing of political positions in Kaduna State, adding that the over-concentration of political offices in one zone is not going well for the APC in the state, adding that effort before 2015, when the APC took Kaduna State by storm from the PDP, which had held sway for 16 years, and there had been equity in sharing the spoils accruing according to understanding by politicians and other stakeholders in the state. The APC chieftain also urged the national chairman to act swiftly to ensure that the concerns of the APC followership act promptly to allay the fears of the people of Kaduna State and the unity of APC. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, has condemned in strong terms the killings of two persons at the Kofa Gayan area of Zaria during an attack by suspected bandits. The suspected bandits who invaded the area were reported to have shot sporadically, killing the two individuals, where they made unsuccessful attempts to kidnap several others. A statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Musa Krishi, the speaker said the lives of Nigerians, wherever they are, should be protected, and there was need for the security agencies to up their game in the protection of Nigerians and their property. The speaker said the killings was coming 24 hours after the death of several individuals during the collapse of parts of Zaria Central Mosque. He described the incident as most unfortunate, barbaric, and abhorrent. Honorable Abbas, who represents Zaria Federal Constituency, called for a thorough investigation into the attack and the killings to unravel those behind the dastardly act. He added that the Zaria people are peace-loving and the activities of the bandits should not be allowed to disrupt the tranquility in the ancient city. Over 100 persons have been killed and 59 villages sacked within the last 12 months in Takum local government area of Taraba State by gunmen allegedly identified as herders. President General Kuteb Worldwide Emmanuel Ukwen, who disclosed this in some Kuteb communities in Takum, said the latest attack claimed 3 lives and the wanton killings of innocent people and destruction of properties worth hundreds of millions of naira. According to Ukwen, the killings began when a suspect took his cattle into one of our brother's farm. When accosted, the herder in turn drew out his machete and attacked him. Investigation revealed that so many villages in Taraba State have come under heavy attacks, with many villagers losing their lives and properties, and the villages include Tati, Fawen, Simta, Basan, Muji 1, Muji 2, Tukog, and several others. The Adamawa State Police Command says a criminal group in the state known as Sheila Boys Military High Command has denied receiving a request to topple the democratic system of government in the country. The defense headquarters had frowned on comments requesting the armed forces to interfere in the democratic process of the country following allegations of poor welfare among troops across the services. Defense headquarters, in a statement by the Director of Defense Information Brigadier General Tukur Gusau, said the military never received any request to take over government in the country, and it is concerned about false and disturbing social media reports twisted to state that the armed forces of Nigeria received a request to effect a change of leadership in the country. He said the security operatives had launched a manhunt for those behind the reports. You're watching the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. We will be back after this break. Atlantic Television Network. Now to the rest of our stories. Senate Chief Whip Senator Ali Ndume says senators are planning to take drastic action against the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, if he continues to make unwarranted statements. Senator Ndume stated this while addressing his colleagues before proceeding on annual recess, noting that Akpabio said a token had been paid into the accounts of the lawmakers to enable them enjoy their holidays. However, when he realized the embarrassment his statement had caused the lawmakers, the Senate President immediately withdrew the statement. Ndume said Akpabio's comments are unbecoming of a leader, adding that the money received by senators was their statutory entitlement and not special payment, adding that he created an impression as if the senators were given some special or huge amounts of money while they were entitled to 2 million naira each. Also speaking, the senator representing Kano South District, Kawu Sumaila, confirmed the receipt of 2 million and called for transparency in the budget spending of the National Assembly, saying that would allow the lawmaker to perform their oversight functions optimally, while Senator Sumaila said the Senate President's comments were on a sensitive issue that has been bothering Nigerians. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, has expressed the determination of the 10th House of Representatives towards ensuring that health care challenges, especially in the country, are addressed through policies, legislations, and funding. The Deputy Speaker, Honorable Kalu, who made the pledge in Abuja during a courtesy visit by a team of the Transplant Association of Nigeria, lamented that the issue of Nigerians traveling abroad for organ transplant has become worrisome, while such can be successfully achieved locally.
The reasons why Nigerians go out of the country, and we know that this country is losing at least $1 billion, $1.2 billion every year to medical tourism. And so we want cooperation from the House, especially in the area of the disease donor program that we want to set up. It's part of our agenda. So this our conference will hold on the 21st and 22nd. And one of the things that we're talking about is disease donor transplants. That is the future of transplantation in our country, as it is in other parts of the world. We are finding it difficult to get Nigerians who will want to go under the knife for their loved ones. It's becoming difficult all over the world. There's scarcity of organ donors all over the world. And so what they are doing in other parts of the world now is to have a disease donor program. And you're aware that for us to do that in our country, there must be some legislative backing. We must have the right laws in place to be able to carry that out. And so, as a member of that committee in our association, I decided to come here to speak to this House and to let you know what our plans are, and to let you know that very soon we'll be coming up with a draft on disease donor organ transplants in Nigeria. That will help resolve a lot of problems that we're having with shortage of organs all over the world. It will need legislation, it will need some form of sensitization.
The president of the Transplant Association of Nigeria, Dr. Olalekan Olati, said the loss of billions of naira to medical tourism, while calling on the leadership of the House of Representatives to intervene in ensuring that the act is nipped in the bud through policies that will address these challenges. He also called for support through funding of a disease donor program that will cushion the effects of organ transplants that has taken many Nigerians outside the country. And here is the business news for tonight. Niger Delta Young Professionals Forum has called on governors in all the Niger Delta states to come up with framework that would guide and support aspiring and intelligent business minds into entrepreneurship in the region. The chairman of the group, Mr. Moses Siasia, who disclosed this during the third edition of the Niger Delta Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Summit in Ikotepane, Akwa Ibom State, said the framework was necessary as the world is moving from hydrocarbons to entrepreneurship. He also urged the youth, especially those in the Niger Delta, to look beyond oil and delve into entrepreneurial development, saying that that would be the order of the day in the near future, stressing also that there was need to reshape the entrepreneurial culture in the region. Siasia, who was the convener of the summit, also encouraged youths to consider using social media to promote their brands and businesses rather than jumping on it as a tool to abuse political office holders. He also lauded the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, and the Niger Delta Development Commission for supporting young entrepreneurs in the region. Southeast representatives in the newly inaugurated board of the Northeast Development Commission, Sam Onibo, has promised that the board would deliver on its mandate. Onibo also said NEDC will rediscover its socio-economic possibilities in the Northeast. The former All Progressive Congress candidate for Abia Central Senatorial District assured the NEDC board must structure our plans in a manner that renews hope and delivers development that is enduring and sustainable. A statement by Onibo commended President Bola Tinubu for appointing him as a member of the NEDC board, adding that he will bring on board its selfless service anchored on the vision of providing advice and visionary, impactful and futuristic ideas for the sustainable development of the Northeast. Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission says its investigation into the point of sale operator service charge price increase is not collaborative. This executive vice chairman of the commission, Mr. Babatunde Irukere, stated this in Abuja. Irukere said the commission came to that conclusion after its surveillance and spot checks on members of the Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents in Nigeria. According to him, what have been learned is that the coordinated approach to proceed increase did not occur. The Commission also entered an order and notice to the association to desist from conduct that constituted an infringement of the law. You're still watching the Global News Atlantic Television Network. Up next, international tidbits. Niger Republic coup leader General Abdurrahman Achiani has agreed to dialogue with ECOWAS after his meeting with Nigerian Islamic scholars led by the national leader of Jama'atu Izalatiu Bid Al-Wal Ikamatu Zasuna Sheikh Abdullahi Bala Lau in Niger Republic. According to Niger Republic's Prime Minister Ali Mohammed Lamin Zain, General Chiani gave the green light for talks with ECOWAS and was optimistic the talks with ECOWAS would take place in the next few days. He also said ECOWAS will visit them to discuss how the sanctions imposed against them will be lifted. Members of the ECOWAS Parliament were split up. Nigerian Labour Congress has warned the Economic Community of West African States against the use of military force to remove the military junta in Niger Republic, stating that the disadvantages clearly outweigh the benefits. NLC issued the warning in a statement signed by its President Joe Ajaero, adding that leaders of the ECOWAS member states met in Abuja and decided to send out a standby force in an effort to restore constitutional democracy in Niger and reinstate the country's expelled President Mohamed Bazoum. At the meeting, Bola Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, said that all options, including the use of force as a last resort, were on the table. The NLC claimed that such a move would only put the lives of the post President Bazoum and his family in danger, and the entire region, including northern Nigeria, to become unstable and result in the loss of many lives. The Congress claimed that it had reason to assume that ECOWAS is a victim of its discriminatory policies or double standards in parts because it has been accused of supporting and even celebrating coups in some instances. Former presidential candidate Gbenga Olowokbo Hashim has advised ECOWAS against using military might to force the reinstatement of the ousted civilian government in the country. Olowokbo Hashim's Abuja media office explained that though the invasion of Niger Republic may achieve the objective of removing the military junta in Niamey, it has the potential of escalating the security problem in the north, west and northeast of Nigeria, as the remnant of the fleeing men loyal to the junta will hide in forests between Nigeria and Niger to escalate what the bandits have been doing to Nigeria in the past few years. He also said that nations go to war primarily to protect their nation's national interest, but in this case, there is no national interest of Nigeria at stake in Niger to warrant the commitment of Nigerian troops, adding that the problem in Niger is an internal problem of Francophone countries. According to him, Nigeria must return to its traditional foreign policy of pursuing peace and security in Africa, policy of non-aggression and non-alignment, adding that Nigeria must remain non-aligned to the interests of any foreign power at the global stage, as formulated by the founding fathers of at independence, while the policy of non-alignment championed by Nigeria and India earned the nation respect and friendship all over the world. Thousands of Ecuadorian soldiers and police have been involved in a down operation to move a notorious gang leader to a maximum security jail. Jose Adolfo Macias, known as Fito, is accused of sending death threats to Ecuador's murdered presidential candidate Fernando Villavicencio. The anti-corruption campaigner was shot 3 times in the head, leaving a campaign rally. Before his murder, Mr. Villavicencio said he had been threatened by Fito. His death has shocked a nation that has largely escaped the decades of drug gang violence, cartel wars, and corruption that has blighted many of its neighbors, while crime has, however, shot up in recent years, fueled by growth of Colombian and Mexican drug cartels. 93 people have been confirmed killed in the Mau fire that razed the historic town of Lahaina, marking the most deadly U.S. fire in a century. Hawaii Governor Josh Green said as forensic work continues to identify the victims, the number of victims could rise significantly, adding that hundreds remain unaccounted for, while hundreds of others will fuel shelters across Mau after fleeing the flames. He also said the fire will certainly be the worst natural disaster that Hawaii ever faced, adding that the government can only wait and support those who are leaving, and its focus is to reunite people when they get them housing and get them health care, and then turn to rebuilding. While the wildfires are now largely under control, efforts to fully extinguish them are continuing in parts of the island, including around Lahaina, which has been devastated. 3-week-old baby and her 12-year-old brother and their parents were among 7 people killed by Russian shells in southern Ukraine. Interior Minister Igor Klimenko said the incident came after bombs hit their family home in the village of Shiroka Balka in Kherson. The dead also included another village resident and 2 men in the neighboring Stanislav. The minister shared photographs of the aftermath of the attack on Shiroka Balka, showing black columns of smoke rising from buildings and the digitally obscured bodies of some of the dead. Kherson was one of 4 regions in Ukraine that Russian President Vladimir Putin claimed to have annexed last year, while Ukraine's military reclaimed the western part last November. But Russian troops have continued to shell the area from across the Dnipro River. And here is entertainment news for tonight. Popular singer-songwriter Simi Shola Kosoko, simply known as Simi, has revealed her retirement plan. The 35-year-old said she would start her own kids show when she quits music. She disclosed this via her verified X handle on Saturday. The mother of one said she has been working on the soundtracks for many years. Simi said, "My retirement plan is my own kids show. I have been working on music for years. I can't wait, so help me God." Miss Universe organization says it has slashed ties with its Indonesian franchise after several contestants alleged sexual abuse days before the pageant's crowning ceremony in Jakarta. Contestants said finalists were unexpectedly asked to strip for a body check for scars and cellulite, and some said they were photographed topless. The US-based MUO said it was clear the franchise had not lived up to its brand standards, ethics, or expectations. Jakarta police are probing the claims, while the MUO said it was also cancelling this year's pageant in Malaysia, which is run by the same company, PT Capella Swastika Karya. Miss Universe organization thanked the women that filed the complaint for their bravery and restated that providing a safe place for women was its priority. It said it was evaluating its policies and procedures to avoid similar occurrences, adding that there were no measurement or body dimensions requirements to join its pageant worldwide. And here's news for tonight. The World Athletics has delayed Toby Amusun of doping and is now ready to defend her title in the forthcoming World Athletics Championship in Budapest, Hungary. Toby, whose name was formally excluded by Athletics Federation of Nigeria from participating in the upcoming competition due to hold August 19 to August 27, 2023, as a result of doping investigation, was later included by the body, adding that she has been cleared. A statement released by the World Athletics body said it had not cleared the Nigerian staff for the competition. Nicole Jeffrey, World Athletics Head of Communications, said in a statement, "Please be advised that Toby Amusan has been cleared to compete in the Budapest and no decision has been made in this case yet. When a decision is made, it will be announced by the Athletics Integrity Unit." This is coming after World Athletics included the 26-year-old Nigerian's name in the entry list for the Budapest Championships published last week, but a provision that her participation would depend on the outcome of the whereabouts failure charge preferred against her by the AIU. That said, a decision regarding the matter will be made before the start of the World Championships. Goalkeeper Mohamed Galadima has joined the Kano Pillars ahead of the 2023-2024 Nigeria Professional Football League season. Galadima teamed up with Abdullahi Maikaba's side for an undisclosed fee. The Olympic Eagles goalkeeper signed a one-year contract with the Saimasu Gida. Galadima turned down a new contract from relegated Nasarawa United last month. He previously played in Bauchi with Wiki Torres, while Pillars have continued to strengthen their squad ahead of the new season. Bayern CEO Juan Christian Dressing has confirmed that Chelsea goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga has opted to join Real Madrid. The Bundesliga champions were keen on signing Kepa following the departure of Jan Sommer to Inter Milan. However, Madrid came in at the last minute following an ACL injury to Thibaut Courtois and will now take the Spaniard stopper on a one-year loan deal. Paris Saint-Germain forward Neymar is now close to... We'll take a short break and we'll be right back shortly. Global news. We're still in the sports stories. Paris Saint-Germain forward Neymar is now close to leaving the club to join Al Hilal this summer. PSG and Al Hilal have reached an agreement and Neymar is okay in principle to join the Saudi Pro League club. According to Fabrizio Romano, Al Hilal have presented an important huge bid proposal to Neymar in recent hours, and negotiations are underway to reach full agreement, and Neymar is set to be tempted by this possibility as work is already in progress for the Brazilian international to part ways with PSG soon. Neymar and Al Hilal are also in advanced talks with official documents already sent to the player's side to be checked. Neymar has since expressed his desire to leave PSG this summer. Kylian Mbappe has been reinstated into the Paris Saint-Germain first team squad. This is coming after Mbappe was dropped from PSG squad after he refused to sign a new contract with the club amid reports linking him with a move to Real Madrid. The France captain was not included in the PSG squad that drew 0-0 against Lorient on Saturday in a French League One tie. Mbappe's current contract with PSG will expire next summer, and he is join Real Madrid as a free agent next year. Manchester has resigned as Italy manager. A statement from the Italian Football Federation said the Italian Football Federation announces that it has taken note of the resignation of Roberto Mancini from the position of coach of the Italian national team. Mancini guided Italy's national team to victory at Euro 2020, including a third place in the Nations League in 2021 and earlier this year, while Italy are in the process of qualifying for Euro 2024 and will tackle North Macedonia and Ukraine on September 10 and 12. They presently sit third in their qualifying group, having lost to England and won against Malta in March. And that's the size of the global news for tonight. But before we go, here is another look at the major stories. Governor Fuwara frowns at disruption of road projects. Tunde Bakare says Nigerians are tired of APC. Military Defense Headquarters denies receiving coup requests. Group task Niger Delta on entrepreneurship. Niger coup leader accepts dialogue with ECOWAS. Senga Simi unveils retirement plan. World Athletics delays Toby Amusun over doping. I'm Vivian Douglas. Thank you for watching. You can follow us on our social media platforms. On X, we are Atlantic TV Net. On Facebook and YouTube, we're Atlantic Television Network. On Instagram and TikTok, we're Atlantic TV Network 1. Do remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Have a good